Good evening, everyone. This is Darius, and for the first time, I'm going to take apart my drone, but I'm going to do it on webcam and put it on YouTube. I broke my crossbeam, so I ordered a new one from Parrot, and it comes like this. I also needed to get the tools, and those came. I think it cost around $50 with shipping. I have the screwdriver. Now it's a double-piece screwdriver. So unscrew this. You got your tip here, and your hex tip here. So for removing the first part of this, we have to use the hex side. So we'll get that in there. It also comes with the, I believe this is to remove the propellers. We'll get to that in a bit. I am using the videos from Parrot's website, but there hasn't been one that does all of it. So I'm going to try and compile it all together. There's 4 screws on the back of the drone. You got to remove. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So I've already removed one. Make sure you have a clean working environment and all that good crap. Let's get this done. I'm going to remove the screws. I'll probably time this so it goes a little faster. So you don't have to spend 40 minutes watching this on YouTube. Now I'm doing this first time. Haven't tried it before, so I'm also not very technically inclined when it comes to removing kind of stuff like this. So I'll probably screw it up. Which means that you'll watch me screw it up, but at least you'll know what not to do. So, probably not going to talk the whole time either. Maybe I'll play some music. But right now I'm going to play this video on Parrot's website. And I'll probably include it in my video. I'm just going to kind of do things as I see it. So the first thing is make sure you remove the USB rubber cover. And then once you've removed all 4 screws, the plate comes off. Set that to the side. Now we have the internal workings of the AR.Drone. So, got the plate off. Now, there are, let me see, 1, 2, 3, 4 more screws inside. Again, we're going to remove them. I believe using the hex head. Yep, using the hex head. So unscrew them. Here we go. I might have to do this in 2 parts. It depends. See what happens. While I'm doing this, I want to wish everyone a very happy New Year. Hope your plans for the year are to fly a lot of AR.Drone. Hopefully this year will be a big dev year. Get some really cool apps out there. I haven't had the opportunity to fly with another drone, but I'm looking forward to doing that soon. And CES coming up, so there's no telling what'll happen. Alright, 4 screws removed. Play the video over here. Pause it now. Apparently this just comes off. We'll see what happens. No, that doesn't look like it's going to come just right off as simply as it shows in the video. So let's see. Now, if you guys have done this after you watch the video, please just let me know. If you have any tips for making it easier, that would be fantastic. And I'll include those. There goes my dog. Now that my camera decided to zoom in, fix it, and just give me just a minute. I don't know why it wants to see my arm. Great, come on, zoom back into the drone. Hey, webcam. Hey, there we go. Huh. Why is that so interesting to you? My webcam is whacking out. Alright, I'm going to stop the video here and start it up again. Alright, we're back. Just merge that together and you guys will never know what happened except for me saying it. So there were these 2 bars that I had to remove. Got that taken care of. So now, looking like it wants to come out, but I'm thinking that up here is restricting it. So, how do we remove this piece? Well, we're going to use Parrot's handy dandy little website and follow videos. Apparently everyone likes to crash in the water. So let's see. Yeah, great. remove the screw, blah, blah, blah. Good there. It's not as easy as that, as simply as that. Aha. That makes sense. For starters, I don't know if you guys can see it or not, but right here, there is a little, I would call it a parallel cable, but I'm not super technically savvy. So, imagine it keeps everything running. And I don't want to pull it out because I am nervous. Let's see what how Parrot does it. Aha. Looks like there's two little clips. Just get your fingers in there and presto. The cable comes out. Use a screwdriver to finish the job. No? Don't use a screwdriver to finish the job? Ah, okay. I see. That makes a little more sense. So there's a safety clip on the white piece here. You can't really see it. There's a safety clip under the under here. You pop forward. Once you pop forward, that flimsy little cable will come loose. So now everything just seems to want to pop out. So let's see here. Main board. I don't know why I decided to do this on video. You guys are probably going to think I'm an idiot. That's alright. You know what? It's for science, right? Sonic sensor just came off from underneath it. Now, got that. Oh, that's the that flimsy little cable is for the camera. Haha. So it doesn't look like I necessarily have to remove the top portion of the drone. Let's see, is there an easy way to get that off? Does not look like there's an easy way to do that. Trying to get the battery cable removed. Doesn't seem to be an easy way to do that. So again, if someone has a tip for that, once this video gets posted, if I decide to look like an idiot on webcam, on the internet, whatever, then let me know. I don't even know if I'm going to put this up. We'll see what happens. Probably never going to do this again, though, if I do. Looks like I can just pull these cables, though, to get the main board out, because all I'm trying to do is replace the crossbar. Let's see. Removing the cable. Let's see what this has to say about it from here. We've got that flimsy little cable. Just pull that one and pull that one. Yep. So I just got to pull these two. There we go. That's removed and that's removed. Now there's some cabling that's soldered onto the board that actually is the battery. So let's see what that says. Just pull it out. That doesn't seem to be as easy as it looks, though. So I think at this point I can actually get to the crossbar. While this may not be the correct way to do it, I think it's going to be the way that I do it. So, but I can fold that up and get to it. So now, on the drone, on the 4 sections where the crossbar comes out, there's 4 pieces. 4 little rubber stoppers or plastic stoppers or some fabric manufacturer. Whatever, not fabric, you know what I'm saying. So, they are glued on to the main body of the drone. So get in there and pry that sucker off. Let's see if it... No, there's no damage, doesn't seem like, to the drone. Removing that. The E-foam's pretty sturdy though, so I'm just going to get covered back up with 4 more of these. So, removing that, yada yada. That side's removed, so now we have the slide cover. Again, any hints, any tips, suggestions, or otherwise on this will gladly be appreciated. Just this way, you know, we can put some videos together, because all these videos on Parrot's website are great, but you got to watch like 7 of them to do things like remove the crossbar, because it doesn't even tell you in the main video that you got to obviously remove the propellers or anything like that. But again, I guess if you're an idiot, you wouldn't think that, but I'm going to assume that I'm just the idiot, or maybe I'm just trying to be famous on YouTube. Who knows? I don't really want to be famous on YouTube, so don't subscribe and don't show this video to anyone else. I'm lying. I hope you got that. It was a joke. Okay, that side. This is some heavy-duty rubber here. Pulls off quite a bit of that E-foam. So I'm curious how anyone else has gotten that E-foam off, or that those rubber stoppers off without damaging the E-foam. Yeah, nothing on YouTube about it. So maybe this handy-dandy little tool that they send, maybe. Nope. Again, we're just prying that off, doing as little damage to the stupid thing, man. Doing as little damage as you possibly can. One more to go, and we'll be good to go. Sorry, the main point for me is doing this video is so you guys can see what's going on. And here I am holding it up so it's easier for me to do it. Well, ow, God, I'm an idiot. Alright, it looks like the last one is almost off. There we go. Alright. So, now we're going to hope for the best. Split the... Oh, and here's the broken one too, so that'll... So part of this bar is solid. Part of this bar is not solid. Let's see if there's any screws on this side. Doesn't look like it, so... You know what, I'm thinking I'm going to have to end up removing the battery cable. Here. Let's see what happens. We'll try and pry it out. Alright, looks like we have great success. Oh man, that cracked pretty good. Alright, now we have almost an empty hull. See a little bit of damage from removing. So we're going to set that off to the side. I'll show you kind of what my problem here was. Got my crossbar with a little broken side right there. So it looks like they're all actually supposed to be pretty solid, but mine aren't. Isn't that fantastic? So we're gonna set that off to the side over there, and we're gonna crack open the new one. So far, this is relatively painless. I mean, we'll see what reassembly looks like. Maybe let's hope I don't have any extra parts. Let's put it that way. Sorry about that. Bit of a coughing fit. I wonder if my webcam wants to get back into place. All right. New crossbar. This one a little better. On the what I would call them rat guards from when I was in the military, we used to put them on mooring lines. These will go over again. Sticky tape, so make sure you remove that. Good to go. Have to put their propellers back on once we get to that point. Solid crossbar. Da, da, da. Apparently there's a specific way you have to put this on, and it makes sense because you don't want your back propeller spinning when you're trying to go forward. Up here there's an arrow. We'll see this piece here. Right under here you can't really read it. It says front. So looking at the chassis, I would assume that the front goes this way. Put it in just like that. Arrow pointing forward. 1, 2, 3, and 4. Good to go. So let's go ahead and do that. We're going to flip this bad boy back over. Make sure you don't put it in upside down. These struts right here for landing. So when you put it in, make sure these are up. And that again, that arrow is facing towards the camera, the front-facing camera on the drone. Again, I did not remove the main board, so I'm going to have to kind of go around it. But you just pop these back in. The foam splits right there. Thinking maybe I'll put this back in while I have it opened. Plug these back into the main board. Nah, make it too easy. But you will have to fold those back around because they're, well, that's a stupid design, really. Well, I mean, you'd think those wires would come back that side. Huh. That's how that goes. Interesting. Okay. Well, the wires actually fold back around, so when you're installing it like this, obviously. But when you plug the, I would imagine the rotor control cables back to the main board, you actually have to fold them back around the crossbar. So instead of where they come up, you actually have to go back to the backside. Huh. Okay, whatever. Maybe a design flaw, maybe there's a reason, and that someone smarter than me decided to do it that way. So I'm not going to plug them in first. I'm going to get the bar back in, and then I'll work that out. Come that section of the rebuilding of the crossbar. So let's see, this seems to be pretty simple. Of course, the one thing that could go wrong does go wrong. Thank you, Darwin. I got a cable stuck under it. Alright. Crossbars back in. Fantastic. That's a little more solid. It just seems shorter to me. Oh well. Alright. Again, now we have our... So, on the back of this main board, you have... excuse me, you have a white... Let's see, 2, 4... What is that? Look, 8 or 9 pins. I'm getting old. That's what it is. I'm getting old. You have an 8 or 9 pin connection cable, like I said, and plugging that back into the main board. Just gonna hope that you have enough cable. So something I figured out that my webcam doesn't want to focus in on. Let's try this again. Come on, webcam. Why are you so terrible? Okay. There we go. So something I figured out is that when you're putting this back in, make sure that these cables are actually facing backwards. So they just come back here. Again, the arrow's here. Make sure these cables come around this side. It just makes it easier to plug it in. I didn't think about that. And then another thing, I'm going to set that off to the side. We have the sensors, the sonic sensors. On the bottom of the main board, what is this? Again, I'm blind, so let's see. You have 8 pins here that you need to make sure you get plugged back into the main board. So there's standard, just plug it in there, line them up, pop it in, and we're good to go. Main board's back in. Now we're going to put the crossbar back in. So I'm going to actually do that once I get the crossbar back in. That way it makes it just a little easier to work. Sorry for this, guys. Again, you know, it's the first time I've done this. I'm not big into doing this kind of thing. So this is really just a first for me. That I've tried to take something apart like this. But you know what? You're never going to learn if you don't try it, and you don't learn from mistakes if people don't make them. So there, back in. Plug in these cables. Why does this webcam keep doing that? Should autofocus. Why aren't you autofocusing? You want to see it? Oh, you know what? It just wanted to see the drone. Alright, put this back. The next cable. So plug in the black first. Black goes into the white connection port on the bottom. Pop that bad boy in. Should be relatively simple. Of course it should be. But for me, nothing is simple. I fell down the evolutionary chain the wrong way. Make sure it's seated in there. You don't want to have to take this whole thing apart just to redo that. So once you get that cable in, pop the next cable in. Alright, got that back in. Put the sensor board back on. Again, just pop it into those 8 pins. Blada blada. And that's back in. We have these connector pieces that sit on these mounting brackets on the back side. Slide those back over. Pop the main board back down. Oh. You know what we almost forgot is that front-facing camera cable. Again, little flimsy little thing. It's a locking pin. Pull that locking pin out. Slide it back in there. And then we lock it back in place with hopefully 0 problems. There we go. Good to go from there. Now we figure out why it wants to be complicated. Oh, I see. I'm trying to... What am I doing wrong here, guys? Let's see. So I'm gonna have to pull that back out. Oh, see, and this is why I'm doing this. Is you run into problems like this, and maybe you're gonna run into these problems, and you won't know what to do. And I'm not the best problem solver in the world, but obviously it's happened to me. So it could happen to you. There's just something on here that just doesn't seem to make sense to me. Try something. I don't know if this is what's going on or not. Actually, I'm going to turn over to a video. So that's the one thing I don't like about the Parrot videos is they just go through it really quick and just kind of leave you to your own devices. Aha. Maybe. Maybe not. We'll see what happens. Aha. That's what happens. Alright. So interesting thing about the main board, or the sonic sensors, is there's these 4 posts inside here. You can't really see them. Well, you can see them over here. The sensor has 4 holes. That just kind of sits over that. And then these posts get set on top of that. That makes more sense. It just wasn't lining up right. Alright. Now that we got that figured out, we'll move on. I don't know why I'm at 9 minutes already. That's odd. So. See, this is a lot more complicated than it looks for ignoramuses. It's a good word, ignoramus. Never use it. So just kind of got a feel to get those relined up. I'm going to screw this body back in so I don't have to deal with it popping up. Once I get this done, I'm going to conclude this video, and I'll make a second video for taking the propellers off, putting the propellers on the new crossbar. So look for part 2, about 5 minutes from now. Alright, well, let's get this bad boy back on. See, this is how inept I am at this kind of stuff. Can't even get the screw on the... There we go. Alright. We are almost done with this video, which I have to do quite a bit of editing on because, well, I do. I had to stop and start some places. But all in all, it's 6:47 now. It's only took about 30 minutes to get to this point here. So, enjoy. Like I said, we got this back on. I haven't put these in yet, but I'll do that after I get everything done. So, we got this, and we've taken the crossbar, the broken crossbar, taken that off. And we'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching.